Is being in an unfulfilling job working for you? Yes, I'm talking to you. Do you believe that you're supposed to just stick it out? Well, I took the job, I should just kind of suck it up and do it. Or what if there is more? What if you're being stuck at that job actually means that someone else that needs that job or should be in that job doesn't have that job, and the place that you should be at is vacant as well, or is missing you? Think about that. Oftentimes we stay stuck, and I want you unstuck. This is not okay. And it's a lot of what we believe, the things that we believe, and we hold onto so tight. We were taught at one point, but is it really true? And work ethic is critical. People that go from job to job to job and just can't seem to commit, that's dangerous. I can understand that. But what if there's more? For your family, for your life. If you think of the morning, you wake up and you have a routine. You go through this routine, and to what extent or to what goal or to what purpose, or is it completely purposeless? Are you missing something more? Think of your routine in the evenings. Do you just come home and you're exhausted and you veg in the front of the TV and you're just tired and done? Always, like consistently? Or is there more? Now, all of us run a different kind of, gears, if you will, and I'm one of those that goes from one thing to the next, to the next, to the next, and I love that. Others need kind of the ebb and flow and it being more careful. My wife, when she used to work as a paralegal, she loved that it was 8 to 5, and at 5 she was done, she walked away. There was no thinking about it till the next day or the next Monday. I've never had that kind of job. It's 7 days a week. It's always, it's weekends. It's all the time when it comes to grading or clients or anything else. We all, again, run at different paces. So be careful who you compare yourself to. But if you believe that just because you took the job, you stick it out forever, no, we don't live in the world where we used to, where people took a job at 18 and stayed there for 40, 50 years. That's not the case anymore. So actually what we found is many people who stick with a job for that long and doing the same thing, it doesn't help their brain and their health. It actually hurts. That the new learning and the new things as you get older actually helps, stave off Alzheimer's and dementia. It doesn't necessarily prevent, but it slows down and does a lot of really good things to the brain, to the body, to your health, to your family. So what if there's more? What if there's more? And I want you to think about that and just kind of rest with that. Because if that's actually stirring something in you, then maybe it's time to do something about it, to dream a little more. Did you basically stop dreaming? What would you do if you actually could just write your own ticket to your dream job or your dream life? Man, it's funny when we talk that way, we tend to think, I'm going to get a big, boats and cool cars and all these things that we look at some people and they have those things. But how many people who have a lot of money are actually also miserable? And how many other people have great income and you really wouldn't know it because they're using it to invest in great things and do great things, and they're not flaunting it necessarily, but they're able to have margin and do things. What about you? Again, what I want to know, which of these pieces stirs something in you? Because that's the spark that grows something great in you and in your family and your future. Does stability, is that the problem? The idea of dreaming, the idea of taking a risk is basically going to rock the boat. You got a mortgage and it's pretty tight, so the idea of rocking the boat's kind of scary. Or you have a mortgage and 2 car payments and student loan, all these things, and so you've kind of built this house of cards that could fall if you're not careful. Maybe it's time to just walk away. Sell it all. Stop. Start over. Maybe not. Maybe it's time for you to pivot a little and try some new things. And I know I've always been someone who's done second or third jobs on the side, working in ministry and working in the kind of role that I've been in most of my life. I took really low income and couldn't function off that. So I'm thankful I was able to do those things. But to now look back and realize, wow, there's other things I could have done that were even more, that filled me up even more, serving people, making a difference. And again, part of this is for us to think through what would change your life. Do you believe that you're just supposed to stay with what you got? That if you do pivot, that's you being ungrateful? Because I want to challenge that a little bit. That if you're not careful, you become your worst enemy. And I think we actually all are. But do you have a vision for something bigger, something greater? For your job, for your work, again, what you do day in and day out, for your family, for what your family could do for others? Is there something that God's put in your heart and your spirit that can't continue because of some of those limitations? Is God calling you to adopt, to be a foster home? Is God calling you to do something even crazier or go overseas? Or is he calling you down the street to someone that needs help, or to someone in your own family that needs you? What is he doing inside of you and you're not listening? We stay stuck. So, again, I want to see you thrive, and I would love to see that you challenge the idea that this is just it. College, I actually am a strong proponent of college. I'm a college professor, university professor. I love what I do. And I tell my students it's way more than sitting in the classroom. It's all the things that happens between, the relationship stuff. A school I was at a long time ago, they did a study of all the students that were on academic probation. So listen, academic probation. So they could only take 12 credits, and they were almost like being punished for something. And 100% of them, the reason that they were on academic probation had to do with interpersonal issues. So girlfriend, boyfriend stuff, but sometimes family dynamic stuff back home. Struggles back home with their mom and dad and their family. The death of someone close to them. Something personal. It was not that they couldn't do it. It wasn't that they couldn't do the work. And this is so important, because the academic piece is not about the grade, yet we get so focused on the grade. It's about whole person transformation and changes. And it doesn't stop at the end of college. It needs to continue the rest of our life. That's why the 9 pivots that I made, the 9 shifts that I made, and then the last video, the last episode, was really focusing on your education and diving all in and being challenged and doing something bigger. Don't stay stuck. And I hope that you hear my heart, because I bet you there's something here that's kind of, again, pricked you and your thinking, your brain's going. What if you could have something very different? I'd love to get on the phone with you and let's talk through it. Go to bookdrg.com and we can actually find a time for us to talk. Fill out the form, pick a date, time, and we can get on the phone. And I just want to see where you're at and see if I can help you. If I can, great. If not, that's no problem. I'd love to be able to talk with you to help you transform your family. Maybe take that risk. Maybe get the skeleton of a game plan of what you would need to do to completely transform your life, your marriage, your family. Because I really believe the central piece for all of this, as I talked about last week, is your marriage, that marriage piece. And it goes out from there. It impacts our work. But if we're not careful, a lot of other things impact all those things. Like, if I don't like my work, it's hard to have a good attitude when I come home. All these things are interrelated, and it impacts our physical health and our mental health and our spiritual health and all those things. So bless you, bless your family, bless your marriage, and let's talk. Thank you for tuning in to the Family Features Podcast. It has been an honor to serve. Find out more about Dr. Gilbert and his resources for you and your family's growth and success at healinglives.com. And if you think you could use some support along the way, be sure to book that call at bookdrg.com. And one more thing, if you found this helpful, please share this podcast with others so that we can change the world together.